Well, hi there, this is pt2, and alright, it's time to continue playing Asphalt 8. You know, that video that I was doing the other time, where I'm basically saying farewell to the multiplayer in Asphalt 8. Yeah, this is the second part of that video. Let's pretend that I'm not recording it right at the same moment that I just finished the previous one. For you, a certain amount of time must have passed, so yes, what has happened in all that time? I don't know. Has World War III started? Have no idea. Alright, so now we're no longer going to be using the Lamborghini Veneno. I'm actually going to be using something different. So just browsing between what I actually own. Let me see, what can we use? I was talking in the previous video that I do have this car, which is the electric supercar that works insanely good in multiplayer, but I just don't like it too much. So I haven't even upgraded it, so I don't care for it. Let's try the LaFerrari. If you know me, you may know that I'm not a big Ferrari fan. Actually, I don't like Ferraris very much. However, I've always wanted to have this particular car, the LaFerrari, along with the Ferrari Enzo, because in my head, these are two of the most iconic Ferraris out there, and I actually do like the way they look. And here's a little bit of a weird thing about it, but you know what? Let's just skip until this race starts, because I don't want to be boring you with the loading of this thing. Whoa boy, that took a while to get the lobby going, but eventually it got relatively filled up. It needs to at least have 4 people for a race to start, so I think we got 5. So yeah, I was saying that I'm not a big fan of the Ferraris in general. I don't like them, but I do like a lot how these two look. The LaFerrari, which is the one that I'm using right now, and the Enzo Ferrari. And immediately, like I was saying in the previous video, that the knockdown, the acceleration is super important in this game, because that actually makes you go past everybody really fast, but also provides you big chances for knockdowns right at the beginning of the race, just like it happened right then. So yeah, I don't imagine this car is gonna be performing all that great, because I don't have it extremely upgraded. But you know, like I said, I just like the idea of using some cars. What's happening with my car? Jesus. I don't know, it was trying to do a flip, but it didn't quite do it. It was weird. So yeah, I don't have this car super upgraded, and like I kept on saying in the previous video, that the ranking on this game really, like the performance of your car is not so much related to the ranking alone, but as to how upgraded you have your car. Of course, the upgrading it affects your ranking, but I don't know if I can make sense out of it. Alright, so at least I was able to pass that dude, and the other dude just crashed. Alright, can I keep the second place? I doubt it, but I shall try nonetheless. There we go. Just making sure to make this spins clean, because there's a lot of invisible walls in this game, like places where you think you're gonna fall off the map. No, there's actually invisible walls. So gotta be careful, because if you mess up and you hit one of those invisible walls in the middle of one of your spins, it's gonna mess up the spin and slow you down tremendously. So that's why I have to be super careful on that part. Oh Jesus! I wasn't sure it was gonna do it fully. Alright, so second place with this car, not bad. Like I said, this and the Enzo Ferrari are 2 cars that I really wanted. In one of the previous events, I was able to get both of them, so yeah. Even though I don't like Ferraris a lot, I do like those 2, so I'm glad I got them. And for the sake of variety, in this video, in the previous video, I think I did 3 races with the Sesto Lamento, 3 races with the Veneno. In this one, I'm going to be changing car every 2 races, because I want to show some more of the cars that I have, and you know, just to have some variety. Again, most of them aren't going to perform all that great, but you know, therein lies the fun. Oh shit, look at that. Great acceleration, instantly knocks me down. And that's one thing that, for all the things that I don't like about Asphalt 9, there's one thing that I do like a lot about in that game. Even though knockdowns are still very much a big part of that game, knocking down other racers, in multiplayer it has this system where for the first I don't know how many seconds, all the cars can go through each other. So there's no way for anybody to mess up a racer right at the beginning by knocking them down. And I don't know, it takes some good 10-20 seconds, I have no idea, I don't know exactly the number of seconds, but it does take a while before they can start doing this shit. So it really provides a pretty good opportunity for players to just race, have some fun, and not be frustrated, because right at the beginning some people that had this car with fantastic acceleration knocks you down and there's no way for you to come back on the race. And that's unfortunately something that is very prevalent in this game, in Asphalt 8. I mean, you can always, like I am, I don't usually quit races unless I'm in I'm really trying to make the most out of the boosters that I have, and I know that I'm gonna completely lose a certain race. So you won't see me quitting often, but there's a lot of people who, in a very justified way, right away they quit as soon as they get knocked down, because it's like, yeah, chances for me to come back in the race are very low, because the knockdown takes down some good 3-4 seconds maybe, and you know, trying to catch up to those dudes is tough. Although look at this, I think they both messed up. Oh, it would be beautiful if I could get past this dude. It would be even more beautiful if I could knock him down, but I think that car is too strong for me. We shall try nonetheless. At least I'll get my second place, that is if I don't fuck it up. Oh, no, no, no! Oh, come on. Alright, never mind. Third place will be. God damn it. I ever so slightly touched that ramp, and for some reason it just was like, yeah, let's make the car spin. And it's ridiculous because there's some other ramps that are very much for spinning the car like that, and you try to do it and they just don't work. And they're like, but how is doing it? But hey, such is the BS of this game. I still love it though. Alright, third place. I can live with that. I mean, it wasn't a terrible situation, but hey. And the other cars were slightly boosted, so I'll take my loss. I'll say that it was because of that, not because I crashed or anything. But to be fair, I did get knocked down at the beginning, so that did affect my general thing. But yeah. Alright, so that was my race with the LaFerrari. What else do I have? I have this car that I never upgraded. I have this one that I've never upgraded. This one is actually pretty damn good, but let's just keep it for the time being. Not really upgraded. This one is a Ferrari that I got recently in another festival, but I don't care too much. This one, I do want to use it. Remember how I was talking in the previous video about the kings of their, what did I call it? The class of the cars, like A class, B class, C class. This is not a king this is B class, by the way, that I'm doing. It's not necessarily the king or a king, but it's a really damn good one, or was until very recently Gameloft decided to nerf it. But it's possibly one of my best opportunities to do something decent in the new multiplayer, where you need definitely the strongest cars in each one of the classes. This is definitely a really good competitor, so we'll see how it goes over here. Hoping that the lobby fills up. I'm not even sure how I got this car. Oh, the texture is not loading. Cool. I'm not even sure how I got this car. It was in some festival, and I actually didn't upgrade it very much. I wasn't too interested on this car because I'm not a big Porsche fan. But like I said, at some point I learned that everybody was saying like, oh damn, this car is extremely good. And I'm like, oh really? I do actually have it. However, if you're part of... No! Oh shit. Now this track gets tricky because when you're playing in career, aka single player, these trains are very predictable. When you're playing multiplayer, they become very predictable. So right there, the one that I crashed with, usually I shouldn't crash there because the train is not there at that point, but oh well. So yeah, at some point I heard that this car was really good. And like I was saying, if you know anything about how the cars are upgraded in Asphalt nowadays with the kits, yeah, this is one of those cars, so it was a pain in the ass to upgrade it. But over time, I got a bunch of wild cards which you can convert into what you need to upgrade this car. And I had quite a bunch, so I thought I might as well spend them on the car since I know that at some point it will be good. I did, and honestly I'm not regretting it. It performs really well. Might not be extremely OP, but it performs well. And don't get me wrong, I know that I'd sound like a pompous asshole being all like, oh, I do it for the sport, not so much for winning. It's all about the competition. But I really do enjoy just doing some races, so I'm not too fond of going for the absolute meta and everything. I just like racing what I like racing. But again, knowing what was gonna happen with the multiplayer and that I needed to have strong cars for each one of the tiers, I guess, Yeah, this was definitely on my radar as to one of those things that I did need to upgrade. And actually the car that is right in front of me, that's also this one, a Porsche, whatever this is called, Club Sport, whatever, something. Yeah, that's the one. It seems that I'm slightly faster than him. Okay, cool, I'll take it. And let's hope that this doesn't flip me in a bad way. Because some of these are pretty much a coin in the air when you're doing those flips, literally flipping in the air. Because most of the time it will land you on your quote-unquote feet, on your tires, I guess. But sometimes the game just goes like, nope, I decided you're gonna be flipping in a really weird way, so how about F you? And I'm like, well, fuck you back. I don't know why I said F you, as if I was afraid to throw F-bombs. So yeah, it's a bit unreliable at times. But overall, even with those little details, like in the previous race where I spun for no good reason, apparently, I still love, maybe it's too hard of a word, but I still like a lot in general the feel of this game. I keep talking a little bit about Asphalt 9 because I do play that game too, not to the same degree than this one, but I do play it. However, I just don't like the physics on that game. It feels so weird, so bubbly, so bouncy. It's so weird. Alright, perfect, the spins worked, and like as you see, I took the lead, and now there's no way I'm losing it unless I do something really stupid, but it should be okay. Is this my second race with this car? I think it is. So we're gonna have to switch to something different because I don't want to just show you the same car over and over. That's for the other videos when I just play with my Lambo all day. There we have it. First place, no problem. It's the Porsche Cayman Club Sport, isn't it? Is it? Yes, there you go. Porsche 718 Cayman GT4 Club Sport. And yeah, actually the other one was slightly above my ranking, but since I'm triple boosted, it makes sense that I beat him without too many issues. All right, let's switch car. So where are we picking this time? Let's see what we have. It's time to move away from the B class and go to the A class. Now, I like a lot that, you know what, let's try a couple of races with the Evoluzione, but this car, generally speaking, doesn't do very well. It's one of the first Ferraris that you can get relatively easy in the game, because you can buy it with the normal tap of currency over here. But truth be told, it just doesn't do great. And apparently this lobby is pretty full, so might as well not skip it. Look at that, it's already starting, beautiful. Maybe I'll just do one race with this car and move on, because the reality is that it doesn't perform well, and you know, it's not horrible. A lot of people hate it with, you know, crazy amounts of hate. I don't. I do like it. Actually, I like how it looks because it's very similar to the look of the Enzo, and as you remember, I said that the Enzo Ferrari, I love how it looks. But yeah, that's an Asterion. That behind me, it's a special edition e-tron thingy. So yeah, this is not gonna be all that great. And a big problem with this car, well, it has crazy handling. It has one of the sharpest handling in the game, I would say. But that in a way it's bad for the car because it's way too sensitive. So it's really easy for you to drive it off into a cliff, or into a wall. But the main problem with this car, it's its nitro duration. It has terrible nitro, terrible. You can see my nitro bar is just depleting like crazy. So that's indeed, it's the main issue with this. No, Jesus, I thought I was gonna crash. That's the main issue with this car. And that car that just passed me, the Audi e-tron special edition, that thing not only is super fast, like I said before, it has stupid, crazy long nitro. So yeah, this is a lost fight. It was a lost fight the moment I picked this car. And, you know, I keep shitting over this car and I say that I like it. I do like it. Like I said, it's not a terrible car. There's definitely much better cars that you can pick later in the game, but this is one of those early A-class cars that are not absolutely hideous. Because there's the Mercedes Silver Lightning, which is another car that you can get relatively easy when you're playing this game right at the beginning. Not right at the beginning, but you know, after you have grinded enough. And that one looks really cool. It's horrible. Oh shit, and then I missed my jump. Alright, cool. Third place, here I go. I might be able to keep this second place. Maybe. Oh, you see? That's what I was saying. That was a ramp that was supposed to spin me and it didn't. Even though it looks like it should have. You know, I'm telling you, this game and those ramps is so dumb. And I got so used to these weird ramps in this game that when I got into Asphalt 9, and so how easy it's like, the game is coded so hard for you to take all of those ramps and they're always gonna spin you no matter what. It's like, ooh, I barely touched it. Ooh, I'm spinning. And for some reason I still managed to land on my quote-unquote feet. So yeah, just such a weird jump. Alright, so there we have it. Not a great performance with this car. Can't expect it, to be honest, but I just wanted to show it, because why not? I do like this car. Alright, so next up, let's try... This is the silver lining that I was saying that it looks really cool. And sorry for the really stuttery spinning, but yeah. It's really cool, but it's so weird to use, so let's not even bother. This is a car that actually surprised me a little bit, the Chrysler ME412. I bought it at some point because I knew that it wasn't a great car, but I was willing to give it a shot. And then when I actually used it, I'm like, whoa, you know what, performance pretty good. So there we go. Actually, that one that you just saw, it's the silver lining that I was talking about. The problem with that car is that it has this possibly one of the slowest accelerations in the game. So it's really difficult to use right at the beginning, but actually later on it can get some pretty good speed. So if you use it smartly, you can definitely get somewhere with that car. But yeah, I'm not gonna bother with it, really. It's not worth it. But I was talking about this one, the Chrysler ME. It's another car that you can buy with credits. And I know that for people that don't play this game, me saying you can buy it with credits doesn't make much sense. It's like, well, what else would you buy it with if that's the currency of the game? This game has 3 different currencies, and credits is the only one that you can acquire quote-unquote easily throughout the campaign or the career. The other 2 currencies, one is pretty much impossible to get nowadays because it's being phased out, and the other currency, it's not as difficult to get as the one being phased out, but nowhere as accessible as the credits. So cars that you can buy with credits, let's say the free currency or the common currency, any car that you can buy with that currency and it's a good car is something really valuable. Because nowadays you can buy a lot of Jesus. You can buy a lot of really awesome, really the best cars in the game with the other currency, the one that it's asset that is in the middle one. It's called Fusion Coins. So with that you can buy some really amazing cars. That's how I bought my Lamborghini Sian that I was talking about in the previous video. But it's so tough to get and the cars are so expensive that yeah, it's quite the grind in order to get any car like that. So yeah, like I was saying, this car that I'm using right now is a credit card and it actually performs really well. I mean, this car, whatever it's in front of me, it's beating me, but overall I'm beating quite a bunch of other cars. So yeah, I would definitely recommend this car so long as you're willing to upgrade it a little bit. Because again, when you have it as stock, it's not great. No car at stock is great. So you need to spend some time and resources upgrading it. So I feel like I'm going rapid fire with these cars, but you know, I'm just showing you some cars that I have, and this one looks really cool, but it's completely at stock, so it's not worth to even try. At some point I want to do it. All right, let's try the Enzo Ferrari. We started a Ferrari, we might end up or finish the video in a Ferrari. Because believe it or not, my boosters are running out. It's amazing, it's almost been 1 hour already. Now, Asphalt doesn't need to make much sense in regards to which car is better than which. But here's the curious thing, between the Enzo Ferrari, which is what I'm going to use now, that's an A-class car, and the LaFerrari that I used at the beginning of the video, it's a B-class car. So technically speaking, in this game, this car is better, and yet in real life, the LaFerrari came after this car, so that's actually a better car than this, but oh well. Like I said, it doesn't need to make a lot of sense. So this car, again, I don't expect it to do great. It's not fully upgraded by any means, but we'll see what we can do. Oh, Jesus, I managed to get through that. That's a really tricky turn that you need to do in order to get the best route in this track. So you can see that this guy that is in front of me also took that route just, oh, fuck. Just because it's the best one. But yeah, that turn, it's tough to do. No! Did he fall too? I think we both fell. No, he didn't fall. Fuck. Alright, fine. I can live with the second place. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not angry. You are angry. So yeah, like I said, this is one of the other Ferraris that I really wanted to get. and eventually I did get it, and I'm happy for it. It actually doesn't perform too bad. It performs quite alright. Okay, here comes again that turn. Let's see if I can take it. There you go. It's pretty much an U-turn at crazy speed, so yeah, it's tough. But if you master it, then you definitely have a good chance in this race. So yeah, I like this car. I like it quite a bit. I'm glad that I eventually was able to buy it, because otherwise, in order to get this or the Ferrari, you needed to spend the super rare currency that I was talking about, the one that is being phased out, that it's impossible to get nowadays. Yeah, so these cars were really difficult to get. Fortunately, I was able to get them at some point, so yay. Alright, so I think we have time for one more race. Then I know just exactly which car you're gonna be looking at. Here we go, the Bugatti Grand Sport pt2. I mean, I still want to show you the Chevrolet Corvette, but we're gonna go with the Bugatti, just because, you know, we can end at that in this video. And I thought I was only gonna do 2 videos with this, but I have just been convinced that we're gonna do 3 videos. So I showed you the B class this on the first video. Now we're looking at the A class, at least the cars that I have, and on the next one we're gonna look at the top of the line, the S class cars that I have. So that might get a bit interesting. But yeah, this is gonna be the last race for this one. Let's hope that the lobby fills in time, but at least I know that my boosters have been already applied, at least for this last race. I first want to clarify that I am not a Bugatti fanboy, yet I do have all the Bugattis that are available in this game. I have them. They just happen to perform really well. This is the Veyron, even though over here it's called the pt2 Grand Sport something. This car is amazingly, it's really good. As I have it right now, it's good. It's pretty good. It's not incredible, but once you fully upgrade it, this thing is a beast. It's one of the best cars that you can get in the game. Again, this is a class A car, and this one you can also buy for credit. So that's, I think, the best investment of credits for an A class car in this game. So long as they don't change it to be Fusion coins, I think this is the car that I can recommend the most. Unfortunately, this is only a 1-lap race, so you don't get to see a whole lot of this car. But still, trust me, it's a really fun one. It's really good. So yeah, if at some point you're looking for a car on Class A, this is the one. And that's a good way of ending this video. So alright, thank you very much for watching, but in the next video we're still gonna, like I said, we're gonna be looking at the S tier class, but there's still 2 more cars on A class that I want to show you. So that's what we're gonna be looking at in the next video. That is gonna take a little bit to be published, but still. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you're liking this. Again, leave me in the comments what you're thinking, your opinion on all this, and let's again pretend that the next video is not going to be recorded right as I'm finishing this one, but instead that some time has passed and I'll have time to read your comments. But yeah, once again, for the 3rd time, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, take care, everybody.